Next up at UFC.
Fuck you, Elijah.
Next up at UFC St. Louis, we have Alonzo Menifield taking on Carlos Ulberg in a light heavyweight banger. We got Alonzo Menifield at 15-3 in his career, 4-0-1 in his last 5, coming off the upset win over another kickboxer in Dustin Jacoby. Taking on Carlos Ulberg, 9-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He is riding a 4-fight finish streak. And the reason this is an interesting matchup is because these are primarily strikers, but one of them is a very good, very high-level striker. The other one is the better mixed martial artist, and that one is Alonzo Menifield. This guy's got great power, great takedown defense. He's always looking to take your head off with punches. He can work in a takedown or two of his own. His striking can be a little bit wild, can be a little bit sloppy, but the power is absolutely undeniable. His takedown defense is solid at 75%, and that only makes him more dangerous in the striking department because he's willing to swing. He's not worried about being taken down, and he probably won't have to worry about that in this fight. Anyway, when Alonzo's coming forward, when he's being the aggressor, he can make some stuff happen. But he will make the occasional, what the hell was that decision. He'll have you rocked against the cage, almost finished, and then shoot a takedown for no reason whatsoever. He'll have you in trouble and then hold you against the cage instead of separating and firing away. Alonzo Menifield makes some poor fight decisions, but there's no denying how dangerous and how good he can be. He's taking on Carlos Ulberg. This guy is a world-class kickboxer. He transitioned to MMA a while ago, took a little bit of time off, then came back, and now here he is on a nice little streak. He's a very big guy. He's got incredible footwork, great range management. His striking differential is an impressive almost 8-3. And he has a both 75% takedown accuracy, he has snuck in a few, and a 75% takedown defense. His only MMA loss was when he was beating the piss out of Kennedy and Chukwu and then got caught and dropped. He is coming off a third-round submission win over Da Woon Jung. Carlos is going to be by far the better striker. As Jacob always likes to say, I'm going to pick the better striker in a mostly striking matchup. Alonzo Menifield is the better mixed martial artist. And Alonzo Menifield can 100% win this fight by being the better mixed martial artist. But we have seen him make some poor fight decisions. Remember when he fought Jimmy Crute? Jimmy Crute, who kind of not great and retired. Alonzo Menifield had that dude almost knocked out 3 times in their first fight. But instead of following it up, instead of trying to finish the fight standing where he was having the most success, he'd shoot a random takedown. He would do random things. Doesn't have the best fight IQ. Alonzo Menifield's the better fighter overall, but he's going to need to wrestle. Because if he's only charging forward, headhunting, phenomenal. If he's only charging forward and headhunting, and if he's only looking for that big power, Carlos Ulberg will piece him up. That's exactly the fight that Carlos Ulberg will win. If Alonzo works in takedowns, it could be a sneaky good play. I'm going Carlos Ulberg here. I can't trust some of the decision-making on the other side, but nothing would surprise me in this fight. Carlos Ulberg is going to be the pick. I just got to go with the much better kickboxer in what's probably a kickboxing match. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Pacers down 6, 3 minutes to go. They have the ball. Yeah, I mean, that should be pretty much a breakdown. We saw Dustin Jacoby come in and really kind of touch up Alonzo. I mean, he was having some really good success and then got knocked down, right? And then he was having some really good success and then got knocked down. So that's how he lost that fight. But he was touching up, and Ulberg should be, honestly, a better striker than Dustin, and he's not going to have the kind of the crazy I don't want to say Dustin was like super reckless, but he was having so much success. What fight did we mention earlier where sometimes you might have too much success and the hands start getting low? I mean, that was the Jared Gooden.
Oh, the Gisette.
I mean, Jalen Brunson's like a fucking.
Gisette.
I don't know if Jalen Brunson's a real fucking person, to be honest with you. To be 100%, I don't know if he's a real fucking person. Yeah, the Gisette fight. This could look like that, I guess, where Carlos is having success, and then Menifield is like is gonna fucking land that one shot, but I don't think he's gonna be able to against Ulberg. Ulberg is a little bit more calm, a little bit more patient. Will kind of take his time. You saw him finally get to the third round of a fight, so those questions are a little bit answered. He was slowing down a little bit, went to the wrestling in that third round. But against Alonzo, I think he's going to be able to touch him, and as long as he avoids those big, powerful shots, Alonzo is going to have if he comes up with a game plan of like pace pressure with wrestling, That's probably what, honestly, the game plan that he had against Jimmy Crute. And anytime it takes 5 rounds to beat Jimmy Crute, as you mentioned, the Pat Barry game plan, what a fucking joke that is. But Carlos Ulberg is a better striker. He should be able to win this fight. Now we got under 2 minutes to go, and the Pacers are, down 6 or 7, 8, something like that. So.
Yeah, the decision-making is the problem. That's the big concern. But I agree. If Alonzo Menifield was at a different gym with a good game plan and solid preparation, he obviously is very prepared. His cardio is very good for a guy that's that jacked. The cardio makes no sense given the body. But if there was some proper game planning there, and he was at one of those gyms that does that, like a Fight Ready or a proper
Not
game
Fat
planning,
Barry.
then he would come forward. He would stay in Ulberg's face. He would work him against the cage, shoot some takedowns, get him worrying about all the things, sneak in some power. He's the better MMA fighter, and he needs to fight an MMA fight and not let this be a kickboxing match. I do fear that this will be a kickboxing match. He didn't fight an MMA fight against Dustin Jacoby. He fought a kickboxing match, and yes, he did have some success there. But to Jacob's point, Carlos Ulberg is more dangerous than Dustin Jacoby is, and can make those fights a little trickier. If you're watching this 3 days from now, the meltdown is because Jacob is watching the Pacers meltdown.
This dude DiVincenzo doesn't fucking miss, dude.
WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a... You can just shut this stream off and just check out the rest of the picks and the bets there so you don't have to hear screaming. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a member. It's only $10 for an entire month. This dude won't shut the fuck up about Running Mouth MMA. And the good news is they're part of Premium. All of Running Mouth MMA's bets and all of Running Mouth MMA's picks, all of Running Mouth MMA's breakdowns are on Premium. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a member. It's $10 a month. You're going to get me, Jacob, Running Mouth,
Hey, Elijah,
Artem.
you dumb bitch. I already had a fucking quick pick video. Go watch that, you slut.
Calm down. The yelling. It's not even,
it's just
the
passion,
yelling.
Elijah.
It's the
I don't
yelling.
mean to take it out on you, but right now I'm a little bit fired up. Okay.
The screaming it's the volume change. I mentioned it's like when you're a little kid and you fall asleep on the couch and you get woken up by some random commercial that the volume was 10 times higher than everything else. That's the issue. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a member. It's only $10 for an entire month.